Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Christina, and if you're new here, I am a vintage reseller and avid thrifter, and I post a lot of videos about thrifting and unboxing videos and certain things like that. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit the follow button below and hit the bell to be notified anytime that I post a video. Because lately my video posting has been a little bit unpredictable, so you might want to press that button. Anyway, I am here because a lot of people found my comparing different selling platforms helpful. If you haven't seen that video, I think it's labeled Poshmark versus Depop, because those were the only two selling apps that I was comparing at the time. So you can check that out on my page. It should be on there. And I feel like a lot of people found that to be helpful, because when you're starting out trying to figure out how to either sell things that are in your closet that you don't want anymore, or reselling vintage items that you find at the thrift store, it's kind of nice to have somebody who's done reselling before to kind of tell you what these different apps are like before you go ahead and download them and try them yourself. So that is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to just jump in. I have three apps that I'm going to be comparing right now. I'm going to talk about Poshmark and Depop, which I've talked about in my previous video, but this time I'm going to talk about some of the changes that have happened to both apps, because there's been a lot of changes since my last video on this. And then I'm also going to be talking about a new app that I just downloaded 3 weeks ago called Curtsy, and this is absolutely not sponsored by any of these selling apps or anything. I just wanted to give you all a unbiased comparison. So I hope that you enjoy, and I hope that you find this helpful. First off, I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. I have been a reseller on Poshmark since 2017 and a reseller on Depop since around 2018, 2019-ish. So I've been on there for a couple of years, so I've been able to watch some of the changes that have happened with these different apps. So with Depop, I have found that there have been some recent changes. Something that I've noticed is that certain items are getting much more expensive, and that is because the fees on Depop keep going up. And this has been an issue for a little while, and it's still a prevalent issue right now. Something positive that has happened to the Depop app is that we have more shipping options now. So if you go on Depop and you look at different items that people sell, I'll pull mine up right now just to show you. Instead of having normal shipping, which is first class shipping, and priority shipping, which is shipping that usually gets to the seller or the buyer within 2 to 3 days, 2 to 3 business days, now we have all of these options. So you have anything from $3.50 all the way to $14, depending on how large your item is that you want to ship, which is great because now you have more options as a seller. Like, this might get a little bit annoying as a buyer, trying to go through and figure out how much shipping is for a particular item that you're interested in. And also what I've noticed is that first class is $6.50 and under. And so if you want priority, which means that it'll get to you much faster, you're going to have to pay at least $10.50, which I feel like is a lot for priority mail. And just for comparison, on Poshmark, their priority shipping is around $7, so this is a $3 increase from Poshmark to Depop, which I think is a little bit nuts. But I am glad that we have so many options. I just wish that they would be a bit more affordable for the buyer. So anyway, that kind of gives you an idea of what that looks like now. So it's just something to think about when you're purchasing and when you're selling. You have to think about how much a person would be willing to spend for shipping. And I've also been noticing a lot of people offering free shipping just because of how expensive the shipping is right now on Depop, so that's also something to consider. Enjoy on the Depop app that is not present on the Poshmark app, and I'd really love for them to make this change, but I don't know if they'll actually do that or not. But what you have on your Poshmark app is a little section that says Explore, and then there's a section called Made for You. Now, this is based off of anything that you've liked on the app or anything that you've saved on the app. So they kind of come up with things that they think would match your style and would be things that you would be interested in purchasing. So you can go there, and this refreshes every day, and you can scroll through a bunch of different items and see what you like, which is a really cool thing. And I've been able to find really cool, interesting vintage items this way. And I really wish that Poshmark had something similar because I think that would make it easier to find vintage items. Because I feel like on Poshmark, you kind of have to know the brand in order to find it. You have to search for items by brand or what they look like specifically. So if you're not looking for anything in particular or you're not looking for a particular brand, it can be kind of hard to find what you're looking for. Whereas on Depop, you can easily find cool vintage items. So that's something that I really like on Depop. But there is some downsides to using Depop other than Poshmark. Poshmark has their own way of handling scams and also their own way of handling people that receive items that they're not happy with. So if for some reason you buy something on Poshmark and you receive it and you're not happy with it, or it's not how it was described to you on the app, there is a way that they can kind of have the seller give you a refund or a partial refund or something like that. So what will happen is that the people at Poshmark will have a meeting with you and the seller in like kind of an online meeting type situation on the app. And they'll say you would have to contest that this particular item was not what you were expecting and not what was described. And you will have to provide proof that it was damaged or not like the pictures or something of that nature. But then they will basically tell the seller to give you a refund. Whereas on Depop, that doesn't happen. So if for some reason you get something on Depop that isn't as described or is damaged or something like that, you might be stuck with it. So there is ways that you can contact PayPal if you used PayPal through the app to purchase the item, but it's a lot more difficult to get a refund. So I would highly recommend that you don't purchase big ticket items on Depop. I would recommend that you purchase those types of items on other platforms that are a little bit easier to get a refund on. And kind of along with that, it is a lot easier to get scammed on Depop than Poshmark for that reason, because a seller might not be able to or may not give you a refund, and Depop might not do anything about that. So someone might post pictures of an item and you might buy said item, and then that item either never arrives or isn't as described or is damaged, and you might not be able to get a refund on that item. So I've seen a lot of people unfortunately get scammed by buying big items like laptops, phones, and tablets, and I would highly recommend that you do not do that on Depop, because a lot of people unfortunately have gotten scammed from trying to purchase those types of items. I've been able to tell like if someone is trying to scam me. Usually it's fairly obvious, and there's a couple of ways that you can find out if someone is trying to scam you. And one way that I usually do this is if they post something saying that they want to talk to you on a different platform, like they say, I want to talk to you about this via email or via this app. That's usually a red flag sign that if they're not wanting to talk to you through the app, then something sketchy might be going on. So I would highly recommend that you don't do that. I've had a lot of people that I know, or not that I know personally, but I've seen it on YouTube, and you can look it up on YouTube. There's lots of videos about it where people have been approached via email instead of the Depop app, and then they find out later that it was a scam. So please be careful if someone asks for your personal information, like your email address or your phone number or anything like that. Don't give them that, because they don't need that to purchase items through Depop. They can just purchase it. They don't need any of your information. So just throwing that out there. And if you would like a bit of an explanation about some different things to look for, just to make sure someone's not trying to scam you, I can make an entire video about that, because I've had plenty of experiences with people trying to scam me, and usually it's pretty obvious. And you can always ask the Depop community, hey, has anyone been approached by this person? All you have to do is screenshot what that person has said to you and post it and say, hey, is this a scam? And more than likely, if it is, someone else will comment and say, yes, I've been approached by this person. They scam people all the time. Don't purchase their item, or don't let them purchase your item. So just in case you need to check that out, just post it on the Depop page, and someone will probably inform you about whether or not that's a fake person or a person trying to scam you. Whole video just dedicated to how to avoid getting scammed. Thankfully, it's a lot easier to avoid being scammed on Poshmark. However, I have seen people get scammed on Poshmark as well. Usually they're able to get refunded because Poshmark is really, really good about reaching out to people that have been scammed or taken advantage of or whatever. Their customer service is excellent. So if something like that happens to you, feel free to reach out to those people, because they are going to be more than willing to help you. So I hope that's helpful. I would like a separate video just talking about how not to get scammed and some of the red flags to look for. Please comment down below and I will make an entire separate video about that subject. So let's move on to the new app that I have recently discovered, which is Curtsy. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about it. I've seen it all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, stuff like that. Some of my friends have tried it and they encouraged me to check it out. So about 3 weeks ago, I made an account. And so I have been on the app for a little while, trying to kind of get a feel for it. And these are just my insights from having this app for a few weeks. My first impressions of the Curtsy app. I feel like a lot of young sellers and young buyers are kind of moving away from Poshmark a little bit and are trying these new apps. So I think that's good if you're looking for maybe a younger audience to buy your items, or you think younger people would be interested in your items more. That might be a good thing to check out. So that is what the Curtsy app looks like. And when you go into it, it's got a very nice, like, user-friendly setup. So you can search for items. It can have different categories where you can search for specific things if you're looking for something in particular. Of course, there's your loved section where you can click the little heart button and it will save all the things that you've loved. Now this is my account. You can see it. One thing that's kind of unique about Curtsy is it's very similar to Poshmark, but it also has a couple of different unique little tweaks that I think are really helpful. So it also has a For You section, which I think is pretty cool. And it also has a reward system, which is kind of different than Poshmark and Depop. So what you do to earn points on Curtsy is you upload a certain amount of items per day, or you get a certain number of sales and you get points from that. So you get points for posting an item, for relisting an item you've bought, for buying an item, and for getting your first 5-star rating. So that kind of shows you the point system. And then once you get a certain amount of points, you're able to redeem those points for discounts. So up here you can see that I have earned 41 points. And those points, if I wanted to redeem them, I could redeem them for $5 off my next purchase on the app. So that's kind of cool because it encourages you to buy and sell, and it kind of gives you a little bit of a discount every time you make a sale or every time you post a certain number of products to your page, which I think is pretty cool. You can also make offers. There's a little offer section down there, right there where the red dot is. So you can make offers, you can receive offers. So it's very similar to Poshmark, but with a couple of little extra things that I think are really helpful. You can also order a shipping kit, which I thought was really cool. So they will actually send you shipping materials, and then you don't have to purchase your own shipping materials or get them at the post office, which is kind of neat. So that's always something to consider. I haven't actually tried using their mailers, but because I've been trying to reuse some that I already have. But if I try it out, I'll let you know how it goes. So it says that all you have to do is pack and ship, no tape required, and they will send you 6 medium mailers, 4 large mailers, 11 shipping label holders, and some curtsy stickers. And that's pretty cool. But that is my review of Curtsy. I think it's a really interesting app. So far, I haven't had a lot of sales on it because I feel like it's a little bit tricky to make followers or to get followers on this app. And I don't know if that's just because the app is relatively new and so there may not be as many people on it, or I'm not sure. It also seems like it only lets you follow a certain number of people per day. So unlike Poshmark, where you can follow as many people as you want, like you can go on Poshmark and follow 500 people if you want to in one day or one sitting, whereas in Curtsy, it seems like they kind of limit that, which is a little bit annoying, but I guess that's just one of their policies or something. So I will let you all know how that goes, and I can make a part 3 video where I talk about if my sales have picked up on Curtsy or if I've found any other apps that are more helpful. So I hope that you've been able to come out of this with some ideas about selling platforms if you're thinking about reselling, or if you're thinking about getting rid of some things in your closet and just doing a clean out. So just let me know if any of this was helpful, and if you'd like to see a part 3 video, or if you'd like to see a video about how to avoid getting scammed. I'm also currently trying the app Macari. However, I haven't been as pleased with it as some others. This is the Macari app. But if you'd like me to do a little review on Macari and how that works, let me know. And I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that you all have a great day, and just comment and like below if this was something you'd like to see more of. All right, I will see you in the next video. Bye.